introduce a person really who made this space possible, who led an incredible transformation of this ski area, who has invested in energy efficient snowmaking, who is dedicated to inclusion on the slopes by having Vermont Adaptive make its home base here. Someone who I've had the pleasure of enjoying the ski slopes on a powder morning. Please welcome a great supporter and longtime friend of VT Digger, the former president and COO of Sugarbush, Wynn Smith. Thank you, Wynn.
Thank you, Sue, and thank all of you for coming. It's wonderful to see so many people turning out for this very, very special person. Where is she? She's disappeared. She would be right there. Well, so let me tell you about Sugarbush while we wait for Anne. Sugarbush was founded in 1958 by the Galloway family. So hopefully she isn't investigating Sugarbush right now. Okay, here she comes. This is like, Saturday Night Live when they lose the writers. And we go on pause for 54 weeks. Then we come back and we find there have been 54 indictments since we left. Hopefully you're watching Colbert at night. It's great. Oh, I think she's coming back. But I want Anne to hear this. That's why I don't want her not to be here for these remarks, because she's a very special person, I think, as you all know. But I will say something before Anne gets here. I'm sitting with a political scientist from Middlebury College. And I do remember, because I was a political science major, that we really did talk about the fourth branch of government. And that is so important, to have an independent press. In my former life as an investment banker at Merrill Lynch, when the press came calling, you kind of shuddered, because you knew they were tough and they were going to ask good questions. But having an independent press is so important. It's always been impressed on me since college days. And as you heard Brian talk about, we lost a lot of that here in Vermont. We've lost a lot of that nationally. And it kind of comes home to me because I grew up in New York City. I worked in New York City for 28 years. We knew Donald Trump. We know how awful he was. And we were distressed not to see the independent press covering him from day one and talking about what a lousy business personality he was, what a lousy individual he was. So having somebody like Anne Galloway, who just came back, is so important. Now we talk about that. So Anne Galloway, I got a call from my fellow investor and partner Adam Gresham one day, who was serving in the Vermont House representing the Valley. And he said, I'd like you to meet this reporter named Anne Galloway, because she's beginning to look into EB5. Now, we use EB5 here at Sugarbush, and we raised $20 million. Now, those were the days when we were really trying to get Sugarbush on the map. We didn't have a big marketing budget, so we were doing a lot with public relations. So I thought if a reporter came and called, I could sell Anne on a story about Sugarbush. And in walks Anne, as somebody said earlier, kind of disheveled, a little bit late, carrying a bag, a notepad. But she had this disarming smile. And so I said, this is going to be easy prey, right? And then she sat down and she opened up her notebook and she started to ask me about EB5. Now, I was really hoping to have a story written about Sugarbush, but I am so happy that Anne Galloway never wrote about EB5 at Sugarbush. Thank you, Anne. But in all seriousness, when Anne sat down, because we had used the program, and I'm proud we did it the right way, because it's a good program. It was a good program. It got tainted. It's a damn shame it did. It was a good program. Center Lake, it was so smart to get behind it. And it was used by us, by Country Homes, by Von Trapp, by a couple others, and then unfortunately J. Peak and Stenger ruined it in Kuros. But Anne, when she sat down, you got beyond that charming smile, you realized that this was many times we chatted over the years, but I learned a lot from Ann. Hopefully, my background, we helped tell you a little bit about the program. But I remember those times in Vermont. Bill Sanger was a hero. He was Man of the Year by the Chamber of Commerce and other organizations in building jobs in the Northeast Kingdom. Didn't make any sense to business people if you look at it. We never suspected, or they had suspected, there was a fraud. We knew those investors could never get paid based on the scale of what they were doing. But it was hard to talk to people about it because that was somebody who had a great reputation, well respected, powerful, but that didn't thwart Ann. She stuck at it, and I remember the conversations as a bill she gathered her thoughts. And one thing, maybe stuck out more than anything, when you said to me one day, "He lied to me." And I don't think you ever lied to Ann Galloway. But she stayed honest, she was thorough, she broke the case. Probably would have been broken at some point in time. But I think thanks to Ann, the truth came out a lot sooner. And I don't think it's totally told. And my guess is that Ann is going to stay in the story until the story is totally told. So Ann, I have the utmost respect for what you've done. As Brian said, for what you've created, the importance of independent investigative journalism, the importance of having Vermont actually be a leader and to see other people following her around. So what I'd like to do now is have a toast to a very special pit bull reporter. And I think there are a few other people who are going to also toast Ann at this point in time.
In 2003, I moved to Vermont to lead a sometimes kooky newsroom in the capital. There, I was proud to work with Ann Galloway, and she was the Sunday editor of the Rutland Herald and Times-Argus. She was a smart and tough editor who